Good morning, super friends, and welcome to the Sacred News and Weather. It's another early morning here. I've been hosting mom camp for the last couple of weeks, so I've been trying to come in as I can, and mostly as I can has been in the early morning. So forgive me my week of bedhead and no makeup and quiet voice, so as not to wake up my family who have that mommy radar, who know, oh, mom's awake, I want to get up. So I'm trying to keep my voice down, especially I'm coming in a little bit later this morning because with that looming full moon, our whole household has been having some trouble sleeping, and that actually came forward for us as well. For those of you who are watching in real time, today is 8/8, and some of you are in the light working world in some way or another. And so you may know this date as the Lionsgate portal. And I'm going to bring that forward because I have mixed feelings about the Lionsgate portal. But I also don't want to yuck anyone's yum. So if you are like, yes, Lionsgate portal, I'm manifesting the crap out of this time, and you're all in and all engaged with it, like keep going. That's awesome. Um, the vibe that came through though for today, and I'm probably going to just start channeling here. So before I do, I just want to say um, these messages are timeless. So whether you are tuning in real time or you are catching it at some later date, please know that when you are catching it, it likely means that it is your time to receive the message that I have to deliver. Also know that if you are listening and you are not seeing yourself, feeling yourself, hearing yourself in the words that I'm speaking, this message might not be for you, and that's okay. I have a collective now that is growing by the numbers daily, and I'm super excited to have you here. I'm super delighted to have you here. And each time you watch something or like or share or subscribe or tell a friend, you are contributing energy to the work that I'm doing. So if you want to hear more messages that are designed for you, um, come hang out with me more because I will be picking up on your thread of energy. Again, with that said, if this is not your message, move on by. Click below. There's probably something there for you. Look at the title, see if something calls to you. And if not, come back. I'll be here probably. I'm traveling next week, but I'm going to try and come in twice with messages in my travel. So our travel day is Monday. I may not make it here Monday. It might be Wednesday and Friday of next week that I make it in. Um, and I think that is all that I have to say now before I move into the message. So I'm going to just close my eyes. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee first. Mm. This morning it's coffee with a little bit of milk because we're leaving in a couple of days and I have a lot of bit of milk in the refrigerator. So that's what I got today. Maybe you have something cozy as well, or maybe you're catching this at a completely different time and you're all the way on to wine or beer or your evening tea, whatever it is. Okay, so for real, taking a deep breath and coming back into the message for the day. So, what I heard this morning when I sat down to meditate for our collective were the opening, very distinctive opening chords of David Bowie and Queen Under Pressure. So dun 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 dun. And I was quite certain that it was not going to be Ice Ice Baby that was coming in next. And I have just dated myself and I do it all the time. So I'm down with that. But yes, pressure. And what I feel like that pressure is right now, for some of you, again, it's that like, it's the Lionsgate portal. I'm manifesting something. I'm calling in my next timeline. I'm doing something big. And again, not here to yuck your yum. For me, I didn't even know the Lionsgate portal existed for a very long time. And I sometimes feel like we, as light workers, like try and sell things to you. And so I kind of feel like there's a little, it's more of a kitschy, like push to sell something or push to sell you on something. Because the truth of the matter is that every minute of every day has the potential to be a portal. And the date itself often feels arbitrary to me. It's like I'm not an astrologer, nor am I an astronomer. And I do feel like the planets play a huge role in how we move through our days and when we are able to manifest more easily or need to like take a hot minute before we call in the next thing to reflect and be. And so again, not trying to yuck anyone's yum, but know that if you're like, I am not feeling it, I am not like, I don't even know what you're talking about, that that is perfectly okay. And I think the pressure that some of you are feeling is that pressure to manifest something and feeling like you're doing it wrong, or am I doing this right? Or the other feeling is that contraction that might be happening. Like you might very well be manifesting a new timeline. You might very well be manifesting your next thing, but where you are energetically right now, even though it's 8-8, it's the portal, it's the most potent time, you're in a wobble or you're in a contraction. And that's the frequency that I was picking up on this morning. So that's where I'm going to go. If you are not wobbling or contracting, you still might want to stick around because you may wobble. We all do. It's part of being human. It's part of our messy humanity that we wobble. So you may wobble, and I want to be able to help you when you do and to normalize that wobble for you. So what I saw after I heard Under Pressure, I actually drew a card. I drew a card and I was like, okay, like show me what's happening in the collective. And the card that came out was the Knight of Swords. And I think we had him on Monday. I think I saw him on Monday as well. And that is the fastest moving knight in the deck. He's like balls to the wall. I am going toward the thing that I want. And the next thing I saw was the like almost like Fred Flintstone's feet in the earth, like trying to stop the car, like no crash though, like just a like slow down, like that night wants to go, but the slow down feeling came in like, whoa, 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 what am I actually doing here? And so I want to talk about that point right now, because the other piece that's happening that might make us feel like, whoa, 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 what am I actually doing here? It's like we're calling the Lion's Gate portal, this portal of manifestation, right around the energy of the full moon, which is Sunday. And Sunday, it's the full moon rather, is usually a time of cycles ending. Now, those two do go hand in hand because one cycle has to end for another to begin. But if you're wobbling, if you're feeling like, wait, whoa, 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 what am I doing? I really feel the need to normalize that for you. What I saw, the next card that I saw, I didn't draw. So I drew two cards this morning. I drew the Knight of Swords, and then I will tell you the last card that I drew in a moment. Um, the rest came through in just like sitting with the energy of the collective. So the next card that I saw, the next energy that I felt was that of the Nine of Swords, which is that being awake all night feeling. And I'm a woman of a certain age, so sleep, and I was a shift worker, a night shift worker for 13 years. So my rhythms are all off, but they have been coming back to normal since I quit my nursing job. But what I do notice is that toward the full moon, I start waking up a lot more. I wake in the night. My son was awake last night. He called out for me at like midnight last night and he was having a bad dream. And I feel like it's related to that moon, that lunar cycle. And all right, I'm just going to tell you now that the last card that I drew, the overarching energy for the message today was the card of the moon, which is a major arcana card. It is the moon is emotional undercurrents. It's the shadows. It's the unknown. but there's more to it than that, which is why I think it came forward. But I'm going to keep going with the energy that I saw leading up to the moon first. So the Nine of Swords, being awake in the night, sort of ruminating, the churning and churning and churning. Where am I going? What am I doing? Is this right? Is this wrong? What am I doing? What am I doing? Like that it's very swords are air. Air is thought. It's very, and the Knight of Swords is also air and thought. They're both Gemini energy. Actually, there's a lot of Gemini going on here. I just realized that. um Thinking, thinking, overthinking a decision, because the next image, the next Gemini image that I saw was the Lover's card, which is the choice. And so the feeling is like, am I making the right choice? Is this the right thing? Am I calling in the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Is this right? Is this right? Is this right? Whew, it's a lot. And it's often exactly what happens before we expand into the new timeline. So we more often than not have to, we don't have to, but we do contract, feel the fear, go to the oh shit place. What am I doing? Is this right? What if I fail? We go to that like negative what if spiral that we've been talking about just before we burst forth into the next version of ourselves, just before the next breakthrough happens, just before the next big thing happens. Whether you know what that big thing is or you don't know, whether it's known or unknown, we're like, yes, 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 I'm so excited. This is awesome. This is great. Ooh, and it literally feels like like oh shit, and it feels like we're very much in, or many of you are very much in that oh shit place. And it's perfect is the thing, like that. This is the part that I want to stress for you. It's like you are stressing out, you're up all night. There are ways to shift that up all night piece, and ways to shift the oh shit feeling in your body. But I want you to know that it's not wrong. It's part of the expansion process. It's like our system has to pull it all in. Like think about, here's I'm going to get in more trouble, but think about orgasm. Like when you are like, in order to have that big explosion, in order to have that big release, in order to have that big rush of pleasure, you kind of need to pull it all in first, like reel it all in and burst forth. And that's also what I'm feeling right now. There's the Lover's card also, but the the frequency is, the energy is, let's normalize the contraction before the expansion. Let's not put pressure on ourselves to be different than how we feel, but let's get really curious about what that contraction is and what's happening for you, so that you can move from the contraction and out into the expansion. And so I want to spend a moment here talking about what that feels like, what that might be. And I'm just going to be quiet here for a moment because I feel like there's something that wants to come through about the contraction. The contraction, again, the contraction feels like pressure. It feels like I have to use this portal correctly. For some of you who have buy-in to the idea of the Lionsgate portal, it's like I have, like, now is the time, and if I don't do it right now, it's not going to happen. And I'm going to call bullshit on that also. That is not, in fact, true. If you are being called inward to reflect, as long as you're not caught in a loop of past wounding and a spiral of old patterns, if you're just being called inward to look and see, and I'm hearing be sure, and it's a very specific line. I think it's from the play Oliver, the musical Oliver. I'm hearing, I think it's Fagin saying be sure, be sure. Are we ever certain? Is there any real certainty in the world? No, we're being invited to let go of the need to know in our brains. Like I'm feeling that spiral of up all night thinking, what if that what if death spiral. Can you quiet yourself long enough to know that you are not going to be sure, and that manifestation, that calling in the next piece, does not happen when we are sure in our mind of a path. Manifestation happens when we are willing to open and embody the vision for ourselves, regardless of the outcome. And I think that's what's happening. I think that that's what the spiral is. It's like we're spiraling on like some fixed outcome. Like this is what it has to look like. And if it doesn't look like that, if it can't look like this, then maybe I just shouldn't. Or maybe I should worry about it all night to make sure if I worry about it all night, it's going to have this fixed outcome where I'm going to like worry it into a certain outcome. And there are no certain outcomes. There are pathways that are ours. There are situations that are very much meant for us. And I feel very strongly that what is meant for us will never pass us by. So with that in mind, with that in heart, we're being invited to let go of the rumination. We're being invited to let go of this fixed outcome that we think we're manifesting, and to stay open and spacious and in flow with the outcome that is truly meant for us, knowing that the next action that we are going to take is the next right action for us. I'm going to be quiet for a moment again, because what I'm seeing now is the Hermit. So we started with the Knight of Swords, that very fast moving, I'm going straight toward what I desire. And then we got to the wobble, the up all night, and the lovers, which is that choice, which is like I'm choosing. I think I'm choosing my next outcome. And the feeling is, no, you're not choosing the next outcome, you're choosing the next step toward it. And the Hermit, I feel like, is coming in because there's no rush. It's like that Knight thinks that we need to be rushing toward a fixed outcome, and the Hermit knows that the outcome can't actually be rushed, and that it's a process and unfolding. And what we're being invited to do is shine the light on all of the possible outcomes, the many possible outcomes. You can have your desired outcome, and that's where we want to bring your energy. But the way that we're going to get to the desired outcome is not by staying up all night worrying about it, worrying whether or not we're doing the right thing, worried about whether or not we're going to make the right decision. The way we get to the desired outcome, the way we use the energy of any manifestation portal, and I believe that those portals are available to us minute by minute, not just the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. Manifestation can happen. Every moment is a potential portal if you allow it to be. So slow your roll, slow down, fix your gaze not out here at some desired outcome, but fix your gaze in here at your desired outcome, and trust that that what is meant for you is going to happen, and that you can't control the steps. You can't control what is going to happen to get to that which is meant for you. You know, that moon energy, which is the other card that I drew, full moon on Sunday, the discomfort of the full moon, the discomfort of being in shadow, the discomfort of being in the unknown. But what's coming through really strongly, and the reason why I think many of us are a little bit uncomfortable right now, is really the water element of the full moon. The moon card is a Pisces card. Pisces is a water sign. Water, we love to think of, oh, water has so much flow. Water flows through me. It feels good. I love to get in hot water. I love to cool myself in a pool. I love to cool myself in the ocean. And yes, that is the beautiful, flowy, magical part of water. But the element of water that I'm feeling, the way I'm feeling water energy here in the collective today, is definitely more like I feel out of control. You know, we can't control water. Water goes where it flows. So, you know, we try and dam it, we try and put a barrier, we try and like we build houses on stilts so that we can't get flooded and they still get flooded. We have no control over the element of water. So we get really wobbly in it. We get really, when the element of water is present, when the moon is present, when we're not sure where it's flowing to, like it could take us to this beautiful, serene pool. It could take us right over Niagara Falls, and we don't really know. So we get wobbly. And we're being invited to trust the process, to trust the flow, to not set your sights for manifestation out here and like drive your decisions, your very mindly decisions toward where we're going. We're being invited to remember that our decision comes from alignment in here, and to come all the way back in, to be in the waters of your being, to be in the waters of your body, to shine that hermit light on what's in here for you, and then to surrender, almost like you are laying back in the water, allowing yourself to float, allowing yourself to be, taking all pressure off of yourself to create something, to know something, to understand something, and trust that that which you desire is going to emerge from this place inside of you. It is not going to be something you are driving toward, and surrendering into love, surrendering into yourself, surrendering into trust that that which is for you is not going to pass you by. And therefore, you don't have to be barreling balls to the wall toward some goal to use this energy available to us. This energy is always available to us. And so if you are wobbling, if you are unsure, get into the water, get into the element of water, embrace the element of water, embrace the unknown, embrace the flow of it, and trust yourself to be guided from within at the pace that you are meant to go. So if things are not working out the way you want them to be right now, or you're worried they're not going to work out, set your sights not on the thing in front of you, but on that which is in here. Love up on yourself today. Get quiet, get into some water, get into the bathtub, get into a body of water, get into water in whatever way you can, and let it support you. Let yourself float. Let yourself just be in the water and trust in the process, knowing that that which is for you will not pass you by, and that you don't need to manifest the shit out of something right now. You get to trust your unique process, regardless of what the date and the light workers and the stars are telling you. Listen to your own constellation, listen to your own body, listen to your own being. Know that this wobble is normal. Know that you still very likely are going to have a great expansion on the other side of this contraction. Know that you're pulling it all in. Come inward, allow yourself to come inward, so that when it's time, you can go outward in pleasure, in delight, in your new form, and that which you desire is coming toward you. It just might not look like all of the pieces and the steps and exactly the vision that you have for yourself. Trust that it can, in fact, be better, even better than what you are imagining, even better than what's keeping you awake at night right now. Be quiet for a moment to see if there's anything else that wants to come through. I think we're complete. Hmm. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I feel like this week has been kind of a meandering to get to the message, so I appreciate your hanging with me to get there. Um, it's just a busy time, and there's a lot happening, and so yeah, it is what it is. Um, but thank you for being here. I will urge you again to please like and share and subscribe if you are feeling drawn to the work that I'm doing here. As you do, again, you contribute your own energy to the collective, and I'm more likely to pick up on your energy when I'm coming into meditation to feel into our group. These messages are co-created, not just from me and my guides, but from you and yours. So thank you for co-creating with me. I love you. I will probably see you from Tropical Points on Wednesday. If I can come in and record something on Sunday for us for Monday, I will. Um, thank you.